Hey guys, welcome back. This like spirit fingers going on here. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. It is 2017. So exciting to say that. So grateful to be here on earth for yet another year. I'm praying that this year is a prosperous year for us all. I'm so excited to see what basically this year has in store for me, all the blessings that are already planned out, and all the opportunities that might come in my path this year. I am really just chasing down every single dream this year, taking every single opportunity and making the most out of every single day this year that I can. I hear so much talk on social media that 2016 was like not that great. It was like the worst year. Honestly, I had such a great year for 2016. I mean, it wasn't like the best and it definitely wasn't the worst, but overall it was a really great year for me, and I hope some of you did have a great year, and if not, I hope this year is that great year for you. Anyways, enough rambling on. So today I did a all drugstore makeup tutorial look. This is it. I'm really happy with how this came out. I'm super surprised that I really loved a lot of the products that I used. Some of them I have used before, some of them I never have. It's been a minute since I kind of did like a drugstore makeup product haul, so some of the items that I picked were kind of like old school favorites for me when I used to use drugstore products like Heavy, and some of them I just kind of like went on a whim and hoped that they were great, and most of it really was. I'm pleasantly surprised. A lot of it I'll probably use again or start to use in like my everyday makeup routine. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this video and that it's easy for you guys to recreate, and that you guys get to play a little bit with the products I use yourself and see how you like them on your skin. So without further ado, let's jump into the tutorial. Today I'm starting with my brows already on. I use the Jordana eyebrow pencil in taupe. This was pretty good for an eyebrow pencil, except the fact you have to sharpen. And then I'm taking my Mario Badescu setting spray. It's not drugstore, but it's $7, so I fit it in. And my infamous L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte in shade 106 Sun Beige. Then taking a dense brush, I'm applying the foundation all over my face, and I'll be using my beauty blender to blend everything out for a more seamless finish. Then I'm taking two of my favorite drugstore concealers, Maybelline Fit Me and NYX HD Concealer. I'll list the shades down below. And I'm first starting with the Maybelline Fit Me, highlighting my under eye area, bringing it out kind of towards the temple, to the middle half of my face, and then of course down the nose as well, cupid's bow, chin, a little bit on the forehead, and then taking a little of the NYX HD concealer on top of that to just brighten a little bit more. And I take my Mario spray to just keep everything nice and hydrated and creamy before I'm ready to blend out. And then taking my LA Girl Pro Concealer, I will list the shade for this down below as well. And I'm starting to map out my cream contour, where I would apply my powder contour regularly, just kind of thinner lines since it does blend out bigger under the lip, along the nose, and then of course along the forehead to bronze up the face as well. And then, of course, I had to get my little groove in because I was listening to Tory Lanez new songs. And then along the jawline to add some definition there. And then I blend out with the bottom half of my beauty blender. So for these next couple of steps, just bear with me, guys. I know it's going to look a little cray-cray at first before everything comes together, but trust me, it's going to look really good in the end. Skin looks nice and flawless and buttery, but if you're really not into wearing this much concealer or contour or whatever, by all means don't put as much, but I love to highlight and I love my concealer, so yeah, I just pack it on because I like my skin to look really flawless and buttery. So kind of gauge that at your own preference, but otherwise you'll continue to see as the video goes on that everything really comes together and looks really seamless in the end.
After blending out, I like to take my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer under the contour and kind of freshen up the lines to make it look a little bit more defined, and then I'll blend that out with my Beauty Blender. Again, this kind of cleans up the look a little bit so your bronzer doesn't look a little too muddy. I feel like if I don't do this, my bronzer will go way further down than I want it to, and it won't necessarily be a contour anymore. This is the part where I start looking craziest of all. I take my e.l.f. HD loose setting powder and my damp beauty blender, and I just set the areas where I applied the cream concealer. Mind you, I said set, not bake. I don't prefer baking, I just set. And I'm setting all the areas where I applied any cream contour. Then I'm dusting off excess powder with a big fluffy blending brush, and then I quickly kind of touch up my eyebrows a little bit because anytime I do my brows before the rest of my face, I get product on them, so I want to keep them nice and fresh throughout the video. Using the Wet n Wild contouring palette today to set where I applied my cream contour concealer. I'm just taking my dense bronzing brush and applying that in all the areas I put the cream contour. I was actually really surprised at how much I like this little contouring palette. It's pretty dang good for $4.99. Then I blend everything in together to look a little bit more seamless with my big fluffy blending brush. Then I take my Real Techniques under eye setting brush in the lighter banana shade of the contouring palette and set my under eye with that. And once again, after setting my under eyes, I am taking the big fluffy blending brush and blending everything in together because blending is always key. For blush, I'm using Tea Rose by Milani. I actually turned out to really love this blush. It's right up my alley. It's just the perfect soft pinky blush. I'll probably continue to use it in my everyday makeup routine because I liked it so much. So after blending and buffing everything out, applying more blush, getting everything to look exactly how I want it, it's time to highlight, and I'm using the Wet n Wild Illuminating Palette today on my Rocky Cosetti highlighting brush with a little bit of my Mario spray. Then after swirling my brush around in the palette, I just start to highlight all the high points of my face, starting off with my cheekbones, my nose, my cupid's bow. I kind of refrain from the chin area because I'm not really into chin highlight, but I do take a little bit on my finger and I reapply to my nose and my cupid's bow. Then I just touch up my contour and blush a little bit because I hate when highlight gets on my blush or contour. It doesn't look as good to me. I set with Mario one more time and go into my highlighting palette again with my Anastasia highlight brush. This just makes everything look a little bit more metallic after setting with the Mario spray. Then with a big dual fiber brush, I just blend everything out to look seamless again. Taking a small pencil brush in the highlighting palette, and after spritzing it with Mario, I apply it in the inner corner of my eyes and under my brow. Today's eyeshadow palette of choice is the Blush Nudes by Maybelline, and I am taking my MAC flat shadow brush in this first kind of nude shade, and I'm going to be applying that all over my lid, kind of bringing it up towards the brow bone a little bit as well, and I'll be doing this on both eyes. Surprisingly, I actually like this palette. It wasn't super pigmented, but it wasn't totally chalky either. I got this completely on a whim. I've never tried Maybelline shadows before, let alone this palette. It just had a great color scheme. Then I take my MAC 224 blending brush in kind of the softer pink mauve shade, and I start to apply that in the crease of my eyes on both sides. When shopping at the drugstore, I really had no color scheme or look in mind to do for this tutorial. I kind of came across the Maybelline Blush Nudes palette and got inspired by the color scheme inside of it and kind of just pulled products from there that I thought would work and go really well with the color scheme of the palette. So I'm taking this tiny flat shadow brush by NYX, and I'll be using this to apply this lighter kind of peachy champagne shade with my Mario spray onto the inner corner of my eyelids. I'm not taking this too far in. I'm really just keeping it right in the beginning of the lid so I can add another color in the center. I spritzed it with Loreal because you can see it makes it a lot more pigmented and metallic. Without that, it would have went on just kind of as like a light shimmer or sheen. And now you can see I'm taking the next rosier color in the palette that has some sheen and shimmer to it, spritzing it again, and I'll be applying this, like I said, in the center. I really like these two colors together. It was just the perfect kind of peachy pinky vibe. The Loreal spray enhanced the metallic aspect of the shimmer and sheen, but it didn't make it too crazy. It was still a very wearable eye look, and the peach and the pink kind of blended together really perfectly. Take my MAC 224 brush and blend out any harsh lines after applying that shadow. Then taking my MAC 217, I dip it into this chocolatier color in the palette, and I start to buff that in my outer corner into the crease, not bringing it too far in or all the way, just slightly, not applying too much of the shadow. I really just want a little bit of depth and definition at the outer corners. I don't want to make it too smoky or too dark. Then taking a smaller, more dense blending brush, I'm dipping it into the darkest color of all the shades in the palette. It's kind of this rich chocolatey color that has reflects of pink, but you really can't see it when you apply it. And I'm keeping this right on the outer corners of the eye. I'm not bringing this into the crease at all. And taking a clean blending brush, we are blending out those edges, making sure there's no harsh lines in the shadow look whatsoever. After I do this, I'll be refreshing the center of my lid with that kind of rosy metallic shade, spritzing it once again in Loreal and reapplying just to refresh the metallic sheen on the lid. And I go back in with that smaller, dense blending brush in the darkest shade of the palette and just retouch a little bit of the outer corners to add a little bit more depth. I thought it just needed just a little bit more to look a little bit more sultry. Taking my pencil brush, I am dipping it into that peachy champagne shade and rimming that all along my lower lash line. For eyeliner today, I'm using Maybelline liquid stiletto liner in black. This is one of my staple favorites from the drugstore. I've been using this since way back in the day, and I'm making a cute little short but sweet winged liner. Nothing too crazy. Wanted to get a wing going since I haven't done one for you guys in a while. Then I'm using my Lash Label lashes in Storm today, and I'm applying that with my Lash Label lash applicators. These applicators make it super easy to apply lashes. I'll leave my discount code in the drop bar for you guys as well. And voila, lashes are applied. After applying my lashes, I like to take the liquid eyeliner again to conceal any glue that may be showing. And then I take my NYX eyeliner in white and put that all along my lower waterline to open and brighten this eye look. After that, I'll be using my NYX eyeliner in black. Can you tell I like NYX a lot for eyeliners? And I apply that in my top waterline to tightline so you don't see any separation between my actual lashes and my falsies. For mascara, I'm using my Maybelline Falsies Volume Express. This is another one of my staple drugstore favorites from way back in the day. Didn't even think when I went to choose mascaras. I went straight to this one because I knew I used to use it before and I always did love it. After applying mascara, it's on to lips. To line today, I'm going to use my NYX liner in the color Mauve. Never used this color before, but turned out I really liked it. And I just apply this all over my lips as well as outlining. I do overdraw a little bit. If you don't like that, don't do it, but I do, so I'm gonna. After lining my lips, I'm applying my NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the color Stockholm, and I'm just applying this in the center of the lip, kind of ombreing the color out. I really liked how this combo turned out. It was the perfect kind of peachy pinky look. And after applying the lip cream, you are done. Voila! easy, simple, but still super cute, a drugstore makeup tutorial. I hope you guys have fun recreating this and trying out some of the products I use.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for supporting me as always. And just say though, can I just point out like how official I feel, like YouTuber official, with this candle right here over my shoulder, lit up. Come on, I feel like that's such a staple like YouTuber thing. Like you've got your little mood backdrop with your candle going. So yeah, I don't know, I just had to point that out. Like I feel just super official right now, even though I'm totally not. I'm just playing with you guys. Say hi. Can you cooperate, please?